Ni hao. I thought I would just explain about sea level rise and how that's going to affect the coastline. So as you can see here from this diagram, we have a cross section of the coastline, which means we've got the ocean here, we've got a little fishy there. This is the coast, so you could call it your beach where your sand is, and a house and a building. And we've got a little wave here crashing in. As you know, of climate change, we have warmer oceans, which means they expand and then they rise. And we've also got the melting ice in Antarctica and Greenland and mountains around the world. That's also adding to sea level rise. So we know the sea level is going to rise. So let's just draw what will happen in then 50 or 60 years time. Let's see. Okay, it's an arrow, which meaning the new height of the ocean. Let's just do it here. Woo! Ooh, that was badly drawn. There goes my wave. So this is the new sea level. This is about a meter higher, let's say, for example. Now, you look at this and go, oh, well, the houses and the buildings, they're still safe. It's no problem. But sadly, that's not how it actually works. What happens in reality is when the ocean just rises even a little bit like this, and even though it's still below the coastline, what actually happens is these waves here actually have more energy and they start eroding, which means taking away the land. So what actually happens, these waves are coming here and go, and then it changes the land. So I'm actually going to show you what the land will actually look like with a sea level rise. With a sea level rise of this big, the land would look more like this. We have a little cliff here, and the water will actually be coming in and crashing into here. So the ocean actually goes inland, and then it crashes into buildings and houses and trees, and it actually just takes them away. They get washed out to sea. I've seen it. I've seen houses get washed away. It's quite common in New Zealand. And then the higher the sea level goes, the more inland it will go until it gets to the buildings and that. It's called coastal erosion. Now, you've probably seen something like this before, and you've probably seen humans, us, have always tried to do something about it. And the most common way that we try and stop this is we come along and we construct a big sea wall. Here is the sea wall, my big brick wall, to try and stop it so we can protect the city for the big buildings over here. But sadly, this method isn't actually working that well. The reason being is these waves, let's put it in here, the waves crash into the wall, and the energy of the wave goes down and makes a hole down here and tries to go under the wall. And on the sides of the wall, it actually takes away more land. So if there are buildings either side of the wall, it will erode faster. Or the water will go underneath the wall and take it away. In general, walls don't usually last very long. The ocean destroys them. Or it creates worse coastal erosion in different areas that are close by the wall. It's not actually solving the problem. And it costs a lot of money. To be honest, there are many solutions to try and stop coastal erosion that scientists have come up with, but none of them actually solve the problem. At the moment, there is no one in the whole world that has a solution to stop coastal erosion. So right now, we are predicting that with sea level rise, there are many big cities around the world that will be underwater. This is trillions and trillions of dollars worth of damage and people are going to have to move. There'll be less land for farming. Salt water will go underground and go into our fresh water. Because believe it or not, you can drill a hole in the ground and suck out clean water. But with sea level rise, that salt water will go further inland and then make our fresh water salty. So there's going to be many problems. And scientists still haven't figured out a way to solve this. What they've been doing in New Zealand is it's cheaper to give people money and tell them, look, you have to leave your house. So they give people money to buy a new house, and then they just leave their old house and wait for it just to get washed away by the ocean. And if I find the pictures, I'll add it to the website, because I went to a place in New Zealand where all the houses are getting washed out to sea from coastal erosion. And people tried to build seawalls, but the ocean just went underneath the seawall or around the edges, and the wall just broke and the sea went inland anyway. So this is one of the biggest problems that's going to be a big problem in the future, and there's currently no solution for it.